For over a decade, Special Agent Nathan Cole was celebrated as one of the FBI's brightest stars. He was the face of the Bureau's war on organized crime, a man praised for his fearlessness, his precision, and his uncanny ability to infiltrate even the most dangerous criminal networks. News headlines called him the untouchable agent. Colleagues described him as brilliant, meticulous, and utterly devoted to justice. But behind that polished reputation, Nathan Cole was living a secret life so dark and so dangerous it would shake the FBI to its core. This is the story of how a decorated federal agent became one of America's most feared drug kingpins, and how he fooled the entire system for years.
Nathan Cole's story begins in Baltimore, Maryland. Born to a working-class family, Nathan always had a fascination with law enforcement. Teachers remembered him as quiet, reserved, but intensely focused. After earning top marks in criminal justice and serving in the military, he joined the FBI at just 27 years old. He quickly made a name for himself, specializing in deep cover operations against drug cartels. Cole wasn't just good at his job, he was exceptional. He was fluent in Spanish, could blend seamlessly into cartel circles, and had an almost instinctive understanding of criminal psychology. By his early 30s, he was leading some of the Bureau's highest-profile investigations.
Cole's legend grew when he infiltrated the Serrano cartel, one of the most violent organizations in South America. His intel led to the arrest of several mid-level leaders and the seizure of millions in narcotics. The Bureau hailed him as a hero. Promotions followed, and so did trust. Nathan was given near unlimited access to sensitive intelligence, operational plans, and surveillance data. On the outside, he was everything an FBI agent was supposed to be. But behind closed doors, cracks in the facade were beginning to show. Around this time, other agents started noticing strange coincidences. Some of Nathan's cases would abruptly collapse. Raids would fail. Targets would escape, and shipments would disappear without explanation. The Bureau chalked it up to bad luck or cartel counterintelligence, but whispers began spreading among Cole's peers. Was he being played by the very criminals he was hunting? No one dared accuse him openly. Nathan was untouchable.
What no one knew was that Nathan wasn't being played. He was orchestrating everything. Somewhere along the line, the agent who swore to uphold the law decided to rewrite the rules. Cole began feeding intel to the Serrano cartel while systematically eliminating their rivals. Every failed raid, every escaped suspect, it was all part of his plan. He was reshaping the criminal underworld, making himself indispensable to the cartel while rising through FBI ranks. His reward? Power, wealth, and a criminal empire hidden in plain sight. By his mid-30s, Nathan Cole's lifestyle had quietly transformed. He purchased luxury real estate under shell companies, acquired offshore bank accounts, and surrounded himself with a team of loyal insiders, some of whom were unknowingly helping him commit crimes. Yet on the surface, Cole was still the hero agent, the man called on by Washington to brief top officials. He had perfected the art of deception, playing both sides with terrifying skill.
The turning point came in 2019, when a routine DEA investigation into a money laundering ring uncovered a financial trail that pointed back to a mysterious figure known only as the Ghost. Over months of surveillance and wiretaps, agents traced millions of dollars funneled through offshore accounts connected to cartel operations. To their shock, the Ghost appeared to have access to federal intelligence. This was no ordinary criminal. This was someone inside the system. The DEA quietly alerted the FBI's Internal Affairs Division, but they kept their suspicions tightly guarded. They couldn't risk tipping Cole off. What followed was one of the most secretive internal investigations in FBI history. Nathan's communications were monitored, his movements were tracked, and piece by piece, the double life he had built so carefully began to unravel.
Investigators discovered that Cole had been leaking operational details for years. In exchange, the Serrano cartel funneled millions to his offshore accounts. He wasn't just helping the cartel avoid prosecution, he was using FBI resources to eliminate their competition. Rival cartels were systematically dismantled, often through tips and raids Nathan himself orchestrated. He had weaponized his badge. In early 2020, the Bureau launched Operation Silent Justice, a sting designed to catch Cole in the act. They fed him false intel about a fake cartel shipment, carefully watching his every move. When Cole tipped off his contacts, the trap was sprung. A SWAT team intercepted him in an undercover meet, catching the FBI's golden boy red-handed with cartel leaders. The arrest shocked the nation. Headlines exploded. Top FBI agent exposed as cartel mole. The man trusted with dismantling America's drug trade had been secretly running it. At trial, prosecutors laid out a damning case. Cole had facilitated the smuggling of over $2 billion worth of narcotics, ordered hits on rival gang leaders, and laundered millions through an elaborate web of accounts. His betrayal wasn't just a scandal, it was a national security failure.
The FBI moved swiftly to distance itself from the case. Officials labeled Cole a rogue operative and insisted no one else in the Bureau was complicit. But leaked documents suggested otherwise. There were signs that high-ranking officials ignored red flags for years, either out of trust or fear. The scandal left Americans questioning how deep corruption ran within their most trusted law enforcement agency. Cole was sentenced to life in federal prison without the possibility of parole. To this day, he refuses to speak about his cartel connections. Some believe he's still protecting people in high places. Others think he's simply waiting, biding his time, because men like Nathan Cole always have an escape plan. This case isn't just a cautionary tale about corruption, it's a story about how easily the system can be manipulated from within. For over a decade, Nathan Cole lived two lives, one as a celebrated FBI hero, the other as a ruthless kingpin. And if he could fool the entire Bureau, how many more double agents are out there, hiding behind badges, waiting for their moment to strike?